And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here of the Kung Fu Cup, the KFC week number 6, your weekly dose of Kung Fu Cup action. I'm of course your ZvT, with you and joined by these amazing players and by the people in the chats as well. Welcome one and all to again our weekly open broadcast. Once again, there's a weekly tournament here hosted and run by SC Boy, so a big shout out to SC Boy for hosting and running the event, of course, on a regular basis. This is a part of the return of Thunderfire and SC Boy and Kung Fu Cup and other planned events throughout the year. Let's go. It is always exciting. Hope you have your KFC ready for some Kung Fu Cup. Let's go. As up first, we're going to be jumping into the quarterfinals. The plan, the goal, the trajectory here, the schedule of our broadcast is going to be quarterfinals into semis into grand finals. Up first, we have a TVZ between Cure and Solar. Let's go. Let us go. We have our TVZ. We have our 10 versus Zerg matchup. Game 1 is going to be in Winter Madness. Now, unlike some of the other tournaments we've been broadcasting in recent times, like Pegasus Cups, like our Tunic Cups, our own tournaments, and like Monday Night Weeklies, which we don't cover, these events, they do feature the new TLMC map pool. That is not the case with Kung Fu Cup. There are specific tournaments like Kung Fu Cup, like Wardy TV Mondays, and potentially KSL. I don't think they've had a tournament yet. Hold on, actually, one moment though. I may as well just reach out for that just for clarification, because hopefully we do, right? Hopefully we do use a TLMC map pool for KSL at least, but there are some tournaments that don't. They do stick to the regular ladder map pool. Other tournaments have been incorporating them for more testing purposes, of course. First, so we're going to be jumping into Winter Madness. Again, a regular map pool for the Kung Fu Cup. Let's go. Let us go. As we're getting into our TVZ, so just reaching out to old mate Dave regarding the KSL map pool, as KSL is this weekend. Likewise, this morning we were just live with the Pegasus Cup as well. It's been a lot of StarCraft already today, but yeah. Our second broadcast of the day. Here we go. This morning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the red Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And this morning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. We are jumping into our series. Up first here, we do have our TVZ. Welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Longer rush distance by ground. We do typically expect more mid-game play here on Winter Madness, but I'm curious how Solar will adjust here. Solar, he has been struggling as of late in ZvT. He's been hyper aggressive and very much so timing oriented. Regarding Solar's struggles in this matchup, he's been having a very hard time against Percival. If you remember, in the GSL qualifiers, Solar did lose to Percival in the Season 1 qualifiers, which was what, a couple of weeks ago at this point, and that's not the first time. He also lost to Percival in the TLMC in the Team Liquid Rap Contest tournament as well. And I want to say there was another event. So Solar, he's been struggling a little bit more when it comes to said matchup. We'll see how he does handle himself here. And again, what we've been seeing from Solar so far has been hyper-aggressive play. I'm referring to 3-base all-ins. Like, we've been seeing a lot of 3-base all-ins, a lot of aggression here out of Solar. We've been seeing some Muta play mixed in as well with mixed results. As always with every matchup, going into Mutas is very risky and it's very high risk, high reward. If you can get away with it unscouted, you can pop off and you can tear a Terran apart. But if you get scouted, then more often than not, the Mutas, they don't do any damage, then you fall behind, and then your opponent just goes for hyper aggressive timing attacks and they break you before you build up your Ling Bane. So there is that kind of back and forth dynamic here, and we'll see what Solar goes for. Again, nowadays it's great that Muta play is viable, but as I mentioned, it is often used as a surprise factor here that you mix in and you sprinkle into a series. You don't want to rely upon Muta play. That's something you don't want to do in this matchup. So far so good. Hatch Gospel into a third base. Likewise, Cure, when it comes to his TVZ play, it's typically a lot more standard as well. Like, he's less assertive, less aggressive than, say, Bjorn or Maru. So Cure is often just playing for the mid-game, playing standard as well. We can sprinkle in mech every now and then, but for the most part, we should just be seeing some regular play here from Cure. It should be. Now, Reaper does pick in. Reaper breaks in, is going to be zoned away. So far, we're just Luna trade. We're going to pick up any Zerglings here. That's the goal for Cure at least. Also scouting for the third base, and we'll confirm the third. Again, it is wise to do so. In recent times, players like Rogue, players like Shin, the other top Korean Zerg players have been very aggressive and very 2-base heavy. Solar, he does mix that in every now and then, but for the most part, again, 3-base play is what we expect from Solar. For the most part. Link speed is on the way. Pulling in the gas. So far, so good. Also in the chat, Shema, papi, Shema. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Hope you're doing well. Dzień dobry, dzień dobry. Hope you are doing well. As Curie pokes in, pulls away. Behind this, going for his own 3cc into Starport play. So standard economic start here out of Cure. Reaper does pull back, confirming the third base doesn't go down, and likewise doesn't kill anything either. So no Zergling went down, no drone kills, nothing of that nature. From here, we can go into an add-on swap into Banshee play, and yep, there it is. We're going into Banshee. Like, this is just the go-to build for many, many years at this point. 3cc Banshee out of Cure. This keeps you safe. There's a reason why it's so common. It keeps you safe against Roach all-ins and Roach-based aggression. It also allows you to scout and harass with the Banshees as well. It's a very secure way to open up. Not the only way, of course. You can go 3cc 2-on-1, you can go regular 2-on-1, you can go 1-1-1 as well. There are different variations, of course, but this is the most common build. The most common. Likewise, Cure, he does reinforce across the map. Amassing on more Hellions. Banshee production underway. Hellions, they poke in. Poke in, they pull out. Solo does get a full scat off. Solo also confirms the upgrade of choice here for the Banshees, confirms Cloak. Solo's fully aware. And spores are being thrown down. Yeah, spores are being thrown down as we speak. So nice scouting here out of Solar. Going for that faster layer as well. That is going to be a layer and gases before Evo Chamber. So this either leads into earlier Baneliness, which we should see one momentarily, or into fast Hydra Tech. Oh, never mind. There are the Evo Chambers. So double chamber into upgrades. Again, after layer. Hellies, they attempt to dive. Queens are in position. Queens will deflect. And Cure just looking for a way in, just denying creep, containing his opponents, and setting up for his eventual stim timing. Now, ideally, you don't want to lose these Hellions. If you can keep them alive, you can turn them into Hellbats later on for the 7-minute push, which will be with Biotank. So you do want to preserve them. Banshees that reveal themselves. I mean, hey, we had already scouted them earlier. Activate Cloak, they head in, but the Spore is ready. Spore is ready. Queens, they rotate as well. Solar perfectly fine. Doesn't lose any workers. And so far does defend. Meanwhile, oh, this is what we've been seeing out of Solar as of late. This is +1 in range, not +1 melee, into a Hydrogen. This is something that Solar's been very fond of, is going to delayed Banelings, delayed Baneliness into heavy Hydra play. And we alluded to this earlier when we said that Solar, he likes going for 3-base Hydra all-ins, where he often does cut workers under 4-base saturation to commit into mass Hydra. It can be very strong timing, of course, and we'll see if we can get there. Banshees, they do hit the 4th base. Spore's not quite in position, but another Cloak! The Cloak runs out! Ooh, one Banshee goes down. One Banshee does fall. It's a nice pick off there out of Solar. Behind this, again, bouncing up his Hydras as we speak. And building up into 1-1. Again, this style of play is something that Solar's been very fond of, and mainly only Solar. We have been seeing a little bit of this out of Shin, and a little bit of this out of Rogue, but they don't rely on it anywhere near as much. Like, this has become like a Solar build over the past couple of months. Banshees do hit the natural. Banshee backs in. Cure rotating through the center. Here comes that 7-minute push, as we mentioned. The armory is done, and we mentioned this earlier as well. Preserving the Hellions means you can morph in Hellbats. So we can morph in those Hellbats. We can commit. So far clearing up all the creep, pushing towards the expansion. Can we deny the 5th? Tanks are sieging up. Here come those Hellbats. Only one. Only one tank. Usually this was two. And that's catching the reinforcements. Marines getting called out. And that's catching out of Solar. Catching out the Bio Army. Keeping Kira busy. And Kira, he turns back around. The 5th base does not go down. And Solar holds. Wow, Solar, he does hold on. So far, the timing has been lackluster here for Kira. And the longer this goes on, the easier it is for Solar. He's got 20 more links in production. We have Hydra upgrades, Lurker Den, Hive is on the way as well. Solar has a massive army. And Kira, I mean, he can get within range. He can try to at least. Tanks do siege. Tanks they siege up. Putting a sim towards the bases. Let's try to sim in. Oh. So far is going to be denied. Ooh, it does take one bailing to the face. It does take a bailing. And the issue here is that these tanks are not really threatening anything. They're not within range of any expansion, so Solar he can just chill. He can just chill here. Wait for the buyer to come to him. And then he can collapse forward. There we go, coming in for a flank. Does collapse on top of the Hellbats. Hellbats go down. Tanks are exposed. Oof, and that's going to be every tank falling. Every tank goes down. Solar pulls away. Now Curie has no backbone to the army. It's just pure Marine. And Solar just needs more banelings. Just needs more banelings. Hive is now done. Viper production has begun as well. Getting into melee upgrades. Lurker Den is complete, and we can start working towards Lurker upgrades as well. That was the moment for Cure. That was his moment. And at this one, it's come and gone. We're catching at the Marines, forcing the pickup. Back at home, Curie's claiming his 4th base. He's trying to back off, trying to macro up. But he's lost so much momentum here. And now it's Curie's turn to defend. Oh. Curie's stuck at home. He's going to be stuck at home. Upgrades are in production. I'm still waiting for the Lurker upgrades. There we go, as Lurker range is on the way. Solar just spreading creep, securing himself. Oof. Catching out another medevac. And medevacs do go down. Even killing one of his own. Yeah, that's a bit of a misclick there. A little bit of a misclick out of Cure. Killing his own medevac. And soon Solar can max and start to defend the bases. For the time being, you can see that he's just securing himself, clearing up all these rocks, spreading more creep. You could argue that Solar's allowing Cure to max, but the reality is that Solar cannot really push into these bases. This defensive positioning from Cure is quite brutal, and without sufficient energy when it comes to Vipers, it's going to be difficult to break through. So we're just waiting for the Vipers to move in, and now they're ready. Yeah, Vipers are full of energy. And the goal here is to trade. Not necessarily to break and kill, but to collapse on the army, maybe reset the tank counts, catch up the medevacs. We see Solar trying to lure him in. He does attempt. So far we're cleaning up rocks. Oh. Cure now taking 5th base. Now this is when Solar needs to be aggressive. This 5th base cannot get up and running. Cure can already support his maxed out army, but Solar should commit in. Blinding Clouds and Marines, getting us over the tanks. Can he break through? There's a second Blinding Cloud, there's a third, there's a 4th. Yeah, 4 Blinding Clouds, covers every single tank. Bailing's roll it. Oh no, this splits! Oh my god, he just takes him to the base. Yeah, thankfully mainly Marauders, they tank the Bailings. But snipes 5 tanks. 5 tank shots went down. And Solar can just back off and rebuild. What's important about this trade is that Solar, he retained all the Hydras. He retained all the Vipers as well. He only traded Ling Bane against the tanks and the Bio Army. And that's the goal, just to keep doing that over and over again. Nice drop at the cure. Solar's out of position. Catching at half a mineral line, 9 drones going down, very nice, and even going for the expansion. Get hyper efficient trades here by Cure. This is nice and all, but this doesn't matter if Cure can't save his 5th. His 5th races land. Lands a 5th, setting up on the low ground. This is what matters. As now we're getting to our 2-2 upgrades. They're getting in. Night Storm behind the mineral line, I believe, has him spotted. Yep, Cure, he reacts. He does react. We'll go down. Yeah, now we dive. Now we go for the dive once again. We have a decent spread of tanks. We have the lightning clouds. Once again, the Bio Army crumbles. Oh, looks like not enough Ling Bane. Yeah, not enough Ling Bane. Solar, he trades, but he fails to break the expansion. Ooh, that is dangerous. Doesn't help the Solar's on 94 workers. That's a heavy drone count. So that is slowing Solar down. Yeah. So I'm just dying. That's what we're trying to set up. Solo massing on Morling main Hydra. And again, if he fails to break this for a second time, I'm going to start to get concerned here. Ghosts are building up. Curious getting the ghost production. There's the first and second Blinding Cloud. Bailing's Ace should bring down the Planetary. And they will. Planetary falls. Solo backs off. This time, though, we have a backup CC. This is getting concerning. It's getting a bit concerning here. Lurkers, they defend on the left-hand side. Massing on more ghosts. You can see here we're switching to mech. And Blue Flame is on the way. For those that are curious, when it comes to the late game, the ideal TVZ army is mech ghost. So we're making that switch. That's why these Raxes are doing nothing. We're getting the tanks into Hellions, into Hellbats, Liberators, and Ghosts. Not getting there. Meanwhile, all the Ghosts are coming in the SimCity. No, they're stuck. Ghosts are going to push forward. At the same time, we're collapsing in once again, getting on top of the expansion, on top of the 5th. CC does survive. Command Center does survive. Lurkers are going to be zoned away. Most of them go down. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, do we not need to switch into Broodlords? That's only the case if Solar fails to break these positions. And so far, he's forcing these lifts. And if you notice, with Cure, he has no bank, right? He has no bank because every time we're trading here, Cure's losing workers, losing the base. He's trading with his army. At the moment that stops happening, that's when, yes, Solar, he needs to switch out. And we already start +1 flyer attack, so he's thinking about it. Solar, once again, nice mining cloud. Once again, does get 2 tanks. Can we get a 3rd tank? We can. Yeah, 3rd tank is going to go down. Maybe even a 4th tank as well. Oh my god. Yeah, 4 tank kills. Catching out a couple of ghosts as well. Very nice trade. A 5th tank goes down. A 6th tank goes down. Cleans up 6 tanks. Denies the expansion. And Solar's remaxing. He's rebuilding, remaxing. And again, because he's able to break this position and trade as well as he is, we can just commit. We can just stick with Ling Bane Hydra. We do not need Broodlords. And a big reason as for why this is happening is just how open the space is, right? It's so open, so accessible from the right, from the south, and from the left-hand side as well. Again, there's a reason why the fights are only occurring here, and that's because the base on the left-hand side is secure, right? We have 2 planetaries, only 1 attack path. It's a choke point, sensor tower, liberator. There's no pushing to the space. Likewise, here we have a full wall. This is the only angle of attack for Solar. How do you secure this position? Planetaries, extra planetaries, like extra CCs, extra planetaries, bunkers, sensor towers. Like, we need SimCity here, and the fact that we have not been able to afford any buildings, I mean, he just can't hold on. They kind of hold once again, catching out 4 more tanks. Rolling forward, getting us over the player. CC barely survives. And it's just a slow death here for Cure. Just over and over again, just hammering down the space. Cure cannot maintain a 5th. Not anymore. Earlier on, if he was able to settle this position, then sure, but again, he has no bank. He's burned through everything. Fights have been too poor. Solo's getting ready for the game-winning push. At this point, there's just not really much left to work with. Okay, collapsing on the tanks. Getting 1, 2, 3 tank kills. Less than last time, true. Planetary is going to finish. Greater Spire's almost done. At this one, I would say that we don't need Broodlords, but I mean, why not, right? Like, there's no reason not to. Soul's just looking very comfortable, and looks like we're getting ready here for 5 Broods. And there's no Vikings, right? There's no Vikings, there's no reason for there to be Vikings. Soul, he rotates towards the left-hand side, catching up the orbitals. Gets 1. Nice deduction. Gets another. And takes down 2 orbitals. Catching up some of the Hellbats. A little bit messy here for Solar as he does bleed out some Hydras. Oh no! Yes, there's some rough rotations. But overall, hey, he takes down 2 orbitals. Less mules. Right, less mules, less economy. Less energy to work with. And here come the Broods. 6 Broodlords morphing in. Again, so far it's a very tank-heavy composition. It's mainly tanks. It's 10 tanks and 5 ghosts. That's a 9. 9 tanks left. Soul has every base on the map. Has every expansion. Every base, every expansion, and here comes the main push. Once again, we might be looking at this and be like, oh, don't you need like Broodlord Infestor? No, not when the Terran is this far behind, right? Like, the Cure cannot afford to max. Like, he's stuck at 146 supply, not even 150. Like, he's broke, he has no money. You don't need a hyper-efficient Zerg composition here. Basically, Solo could have made whatever he wanted. Like, even if Duckling goes, because why not? Pulls off the abductions. Lunging forward, Bane's getting to the mineral line. Oof, massive connections. And with that, Solar's done it. Solar, he has broken the expansion. He has broken Cure. GG gets called, and Solar will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Solar does take lead in the series. Again, Cure going for a very tame, very passive play here in game number 1. We referred to it earlier here. Went for a very standard economic opener in towards his 7-minute timing, and this is the moment where Solar took momentum away from Cure, was when that 7-minute timing didn't do any damage. Cure was pushing, he had a threatening army, and then he turned back around. Solo went for a Ling counterattack. He went for a Ling counterattack, Ling run by. He forced Cure to unsiege, turned back around, raced back home, and the Solo secured his 5th. And that was the moment where Solo gained map control. When he took that 5th base, took that expansion, spread creep, shut down the army in the center of the map, and Cure was just stuck at home from that moment. GG. There were a couple of nice moments when Cure was going for drop play. There was like 1 or 2 really good drops, which killed 9 drones, if you remember. He got like a double drop going on the south side, killed 9 workers. I remember it was over half a mineral line, and that was like a nice moment for Cure, but we needed more of that, right? We needed more drop play, counterattacks, distracting Solar to give Cure the time and the room that he needed to breathe to establish his 5th. He never got the 5th base up and running. We emphasized that Cure, he needed SimCity there, but he couldn't afford it because Solo was in his face. He needed something to distract Solo, to bring him back home, to pull his attention away, to set up CCs, bunkers, and set up a choke point at his 5th base, but that never happened. Never did happen. GG, well played. With that, we're going to be loading into game 2. Going to be loading into Ruby Rock. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Here we go. We're loading into Ruby Rock here into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player. The blue Zerg player himself representing, leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. Here we go. So now Cure is going to be setting up. Oh, this time going to Rax Reaper. Okay. Is going into 2-Rax Reaper, something more aggressive, something more intense. And we'll see if we can pull this off. So the purpose of 2-Rax Reaper, remember, this is not all in. It's not all in. The purpose here is to delay the third. Delay the third base of Solar, disrupt the build, disrupt the economy, and make Solar have a much more uncomfortable early game here in ZvT. Is the goal. That goal changes if we throw down a third Rax on the high grounds, but this should just be 2-Rax Reaper. So we go. Raxes are finishing up. Oh, my apologies here. That is not 2-Rax Reaper. The gas is later. We're going 2-Rax Marine. Okay, Future, is that you? Future has this build where he goes 2-Rax Marine, he catches the first Overlord, and then he turns this into a later 2-on-1. I say later, technically an earlier 2-on-1. Now, there is a big downside to this. 1, no SCV Scout. 2, no Reaper Scout. So, zero vision, zero scouting. You'll see that we're trying to wait for the Overlord to go in. There we go, 2 Marines do pounce, and this Overlord should fall. We can even lift the, we can even lift the Rax just to make sure the Overlord does not escape. If you remember Future from like 2 years ago, the American Terran when he was staying in Korea, remember he went to Korea with Clem and with Estrella and with Trigger. He was fond of this build. He was the only player doing it, but cool to see it here as well. Cool to see it at the Cure. So there's a reactor, there's a tech lab. Oh, this is not a 2-on-1. That's the third Rax. Okay, speaking of aggression, so I do appreciate this after game 1. Like, game 1 was very standard, was hyper standard. Like, if you want to learn how to play standard TVZ, like, you watch game 1. Sure, Cure he lost, but I mean, you know, you're not going to play against Solar on the ladder. So Cure, he played that out as standard as possible. Here, hyper aggression, going for the third Rax, going into early stim, going into a heavy bio setup, and this is going to hit quite hard. It's going to hit hard. Now, the one thing that I don't like about this is that we're doing this on Ruby Rock. I would like this a little more on Tourmaline, or even on 10,000 feet. But the issue with Ruby Rock here is that it's the rush distance is, I believe, shorter than that on Tourmaline and 10,000 feet. Sorry, longer, I meant to say. So there's more time to react and respond, even if just barely. But more importantly, it's very common to play Roaches. It's very common to play Roach here in ZvT. If we see an early Roach Warren, this build is going to be shut down. So we'll see what Solo goes for. For now, link speed. Oh, he's in gas though. He's in gas. We'll see if this is for an early Lair or Roach Warren. We'll see how Solo opens up. As for the time being, he's in the dark. He doesn't know. Stim is halfway done. Stim is almost complete, and then Curie can just send it. He may even pull the boys. He may pull the boys with this. We can see an early Baneliness out of Solar. This is safe. It's very, very safe here. That's a 3:48-ish Roach Warrant, sorry, Baneliness timing. It's very safe, but I don't know if that's going to be done in time and really be impactful. Here comes the army. Like, Marines, they're getting ready for their push. We're still building more Marines. This is a bit of a beyond timing here, as Curie pushes pre-stim, which is very risky. Yeah, checks for the third location. Remember, Curie has very limited scanning information. Bathings are amassing. Solar trying to look for Cure, and Curie bobs. He weaves his way past. Solar, he checks, and he sees some Marines. But here comes the push. Stim is done. Stim is complete. We have 5 Banelings on the way. They're going to be slow Banes. If they can connect, Solar can hold. If not, Solar's dead. Here we go. You're holding him to that stim. Does scan. Bailings have been spotted. Yo, we can't just do nothing here. He sees the Bailings. Curie gets scared. Like, with good enough control, we can stim in, and we can focus this down. He's waiting a long time. He's waiting a long time here. Curie gets. There's no third CC. He does. Okay. So a couple of things here. He does back off. This is a brutal position for Cure, but he's doubling down. Factory into Starport into Metamax. He's going for a later timing, and at least Cure doesn't lose anything. He doesn't lose anything, but he did miss his window. And now we're going for like a second timing with more Marines and with Metavax's time instead. But again, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Solar. Oh, he has to be careful. Yeah, he cannot push too deep on creep, otherwise he'll be surrounded. Five Marines out of time. Here come the Metavax. Metavax are coming. And Curious, he's still 2-base all in. Bear that in mind. Like, there's no third. Like, there's no third base. This SCV does look like a third CC, which I wouldn't be in love with, just because we're so committed already. Like, is it really worth expanding? Maybe. Yeah, he's going for the third CC at 620. Very late third base. Now, because of the posturing, at least Solar's fourth is late. That is true, but... Alright, here he comes. He's got one tank and 2 Metavax. He rotates. He's aware that there's no fourth base on the top side, and now he's headed towards bottom left to make sure there's no fourth, right? If he can deny the fourth base, he can get away with the late expansion. And here he comes. Fourth base is going to be denied. So nice pick off back here. Nice pick off. Denies the fourth. Solar, he needs a little bit more time to get into bailing speed. Tank shots going off. Nice connections. So far, a decent trade here from Cure. But now he needs to rotate. Or push further in. Okay, we're pushing it. Okay. Okay. He's moving further in, clearing up some more creep. Setting himself up. Ooh, Solar setting up for a surround. Uh-oh. Solar, he wants to collapse in. And we're going for it. Yeah, we pull the trigger. And Curie has nowhere to run. No, yeah, there's nowhere to run. Massive connections. He collapses on everything. Every Marine goes down. Massive connections. Brutal surround. And Curie, he'll lose the entire army. Ay. The tank falls. There's no holding him to this third. Double drop into the main base. Okay, clutch move. Does go for the double drop. Does distract Solar. Solar, he races back home. He races back. We'll lose a queen. We'll lose one drone. And this is at least keeping Solar busy. Right, it's keeping him busy. Curie gets into the mineral line. 6 drone kills, not bad. Once again, Solar, he has to defend 3 locations at once. Defend the main, defend the 5th base, and defend the 4th and the 3rd. Needs to defend. Sorry, firing at a cure. Solar still holding. Liberators, they rotate into the main. Drop at the 4th base. And again, the drop play is just giving Cure time. Honestly, if it wasn't for these drops, Cure would be dead. Cure would have at least lost a 3rd. This 3rd base would not be up and running. He would have lost it, would have gone down, or forced a lift. So this is all just keeping Solar pinned. Oh, catching a queen. Oh, can we get one? We can. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 queen kills. Oh my god. Yeah, nice trades here from Cure. Does take some baiting shots to the face, but at the same time, 11 drone kills in the main. Solar falling apart here. Losing 3 queens, losing 11 drones. We're still not done, by the way. As it's going to be 12 drones and 2 hydras. 2 more hydras. Another drop into the main. He's just all over Solar. Again, desperate for damage. And it's not working. I mean, it's working quite well. It's not working too badly. Here comes the main push, and again, Solar, he's been struggling. He's been struggling to macro, struggling to build up. Lings, they get cleaned up in the main base. We need a banelings. Some rough trades. And Sola, he might just not have enough here. Not anymore. Tanks have arrived. Massive tank shots. Oh my god. And massive connections. Banelings, they get shut down. More tank shots on the banelings. Sola, he needs to commit in, but oh god. The tank shots continue. Oof. Some brutal connections. Ling Bane gets completely cleaned up, and Curie's going for the kill. He's going for the kill, going for the throats. Things initially were looking disastrous for Curie when he missed his timing and when Solar surrounded the army. But again, the drop play excelled. The drop play won Curie the game. Distracting Solar, keeping him busy, allowing him to expand. If you remember, this is what we wanted at a Curie in game 1 when he was trying to get his 5th base. So we wanted. And we saw it here. The tanks are by themselves. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we have plenty of reinforcements with that Cure. He overwhelms, he breaks through the main army, takes down the Ling Bane, pushing towards the queens, has plenty of tanks. And even with this blinding class, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not good enough. GG gets called, and Cure ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG, well played. With that, we are going to be... Oh, with that, we do tie the series, and we're going into the ace match. Going to game 3. Going to be loading into Mothership. But again, winding it back, as we mentioned, Cure had a rough start. He went for the initial 2 ranks Marine opener into sim timing into 3 ranks follow-up, hyper aggressive. He decided not to hit that timing. He saw the Bailings. He didn't really think that he could break through, so he backs off. He plays it safe, goes for a later timing, and he gets fully surrounded, gets fully shut down. And I thought that was going to be game then and there, but no, we saw him just pop over those drops, distract Solar, get across the map, and GG. GG, well played, was able to just pull Solar apart and close things out with that push. So we'll close it out then and there, and with that, we're getting into the ace match, going to be loading into Mothership. A much larger map of the map pool, a lot more of an open map as well. We'll get into it. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Mothership, we have the South Korean Terran player, we have the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid, it is Cure. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. As we are going to be opening up. So we are going to be settling in. From here we're settling in. This time we do not have a low ground setup here, so earlier last game we had the 2 racks opener. This time Rax is on the ramp. So we're calming things down, we're opening up. It is going to be Hatch Gas Pool. Welcome to Mothership. Mothership is a 3-player spawn map. You can spawn in top right, top left, or bottom side instead, so 3 possible spawn locations. Likewise has a very open 3rd and 4th base. You do spread yourself thin, and because of that, there aren't really many choke points. Not too many to work with here. The map does open up, and we often do see a lot of Terran players struggle in longer and later games on Mothership. So in my mind, I feel like Cure needs to be aggressive earlier on. Like I'm at least expecting a more aggressive style here out of Cure, similar to last game. We'll see. playing straight up or playing standard, it struggles here on Mothership. Again, from here we are going to be opening up, saturating our bases, claiming our third. Solo does of course find Cure with his Overlord, with the first Overlord across the map. Does find him. Cure likewise will find the Overlord and will confirm the location of Solar. So they do scout each other. Reaper does poke in. Does poke, pulling back the drones. Link speed is on the way. Soldiers playing standard, pulling out of gas, claiming his own third base, saturating his bases, or looking at his shit. From here we have confirmation it's going to be a third CC into Starport. So remember, last game was very heavy two base play to Cure. This time a much more standard third base timing, much more economic. Much more economic. This is the same opener we went for in game 1, if you recall. I'll stand by what I said at the start of this game, though. I'm not too fond of the idea of Cure playing standard on Mothership. Not too fond of it. From here, Curie does go for the dive, trying to get some scanning information, goes further into the main base, and confirming there's nothing crazy going on. Again, there's no fast gas, there's no hidden Roach Horn or Eva Chamber. Does get one drone kill, so two, okay, that's some damage. But this is going to weaken the mid game. If you recall, we did mention something in game 1 on Winter Madness, how with your Hellions in the early game, if you can preserve them, that does actually strengthen your 7-minute push with Hellbats. But Cure, he's being a little bit careless with this. Sure, he trades 2 for 2, like a 1-to-1 trade with Hellions and drones. But will mean he has less Hellbats later on. Meanwhile, that is a 4:30 lair timing. So lair first here by Solar. Game 1, we saw Solar go double Eva Chamber. This time, show us what you got. This is not a bad map for me to play, for example. Going to Spire Tech. But because Solar's, because of his fondness here for Hydra heavy play, we're expecting double Eva Chamber into +1 range again. So we're expecting. This time no scout to the main base, so we do have Cloak Banshees on the way. Again, so far unscouted. Hellions be coming in, oh my god! Okay, that's coming to the natural. Link's out of position, Queens as well. Yeah, massive opening into the main base. Hellions go for the dive. Banshee does poke in as well. Do we get the drones? They're lining up. Oof. Yeah, they are lining up, and drones are going down. 8 drones, oh my god! 12 drones going down. Crazy damage, and we're still not done. We're still not done. 14 drones going down. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, crazy damage here in the main base. Solar, he is crippled. I was concerned about throwing away those Hellions, but now it's worth it. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. I'm still just dying. But so far, solid damage. Solid damage. Links are coming for the counter attack. They will surround the Marines at least. Okay. Boys are being pulled. A couple of SCs will go down. Never mind. Putting reinforcements, 0 SCVs full, strong start here for Cure, and as we had assumed, pulse on range. Pulse on range, it is going to be a heavy Hydra play. There's a Hydra in the main. So a heavy Hydra play, delayed banelings. This can do well in the mid game, but again, Solar he has been crippled, and Cure, we should be going for that 7-minute push. We're setting up here with our tanks, with our bio. Stim is done, 1-1 is on the horizon. We'll see how assertive Cure plans on being. Like, again, I was really impressed, and I was very surprised by just the assertiveness of Cure in game 2. He was hyper aggressive and very in the face of Solar. That's what I want to see, Pappy. But here we're calming things down a little bit here. Okay. Here comes the move out. Cure pushing towards the would-be 4th base. He can set up on the high ground. Solar, he attempts to scout. Okay, the upgrades are done. Solar, he has eyes on the rocks. And Cure gets spotted. Banshees are deflected. Interesting setup. Okay. We're setting up pretty far back. I think this is within range of the gases and maybe one patch. No. Okay, just the gases. Just the gases. Does catch a queen though. And queen goes down. Hydras, they collapse in. They don't quite catch the medevac. And Soleil's massing up Morling Hydra. Baneling speed is on the way. Hydras, they decide to collapse in. Getting into the tank. He's trying to... Ooh, one tank goes down. Yeah, gets one. Heavy trades here for Solar. He bleeds out a lot of Hydras. Oof. That was 7 Hydras going down. Yeah, rough trade does get a medevac. Gets one. Does get a medevac at the same time. Cure going for a second push across the map. Opted not to reinforce his army. Didn't reinforce, push instead. Distracting Solar. And now we're building up. Building a 4th base now on the way for Cure, 5th base on the way for Solar. Solar did protect his 4th. And Solar, he's recovering from the early game. He's recovering. I still do favor Cure. At least currently, but again, we'll see what he can push into. So far, just clearing creep. Hive is now on the wave. And the Rectiles pull out. Spots the main army. Tanks take siege in time. Nice setup here from Cure. Catching up banelings. So he has to get ready for the flank. Or do we just give up on the base? He's giving up. Yeah, the 5th base is going to be cancelled. Now, speaking of how to Cure, he's maxed out, so he can keep pushing. Ideally, he wants to set up on the high ground and push down in towards that 4th. Yeah, he's setting up. Biggest concern is going to be the flank, which will happen. And so he moves in. Oh no, the on siege! Yeah, it does get caught on siege. Cure has to get the hell out of here. He needs to pull out. One of the tanks gets caught. And he races back. And again, he's going to lose 3 tanks in the process. Oof. At the same time, nice push out of Cure. Denying an expansion. 4th base is denied. Solar pulling back. Pulls back the defense, catching at the tanks. Oh, once again, that's a kill. Yeah, kill mode cancel. Bases are going down. Cure's moving in. He has to be careful. Playing with fire. He's deep on creep. on creep, force to pick up. Solar barely holding on at the same time. Solar, he defends the main. He's keeping up with the pushes, but Solar's stuck at home. Solar's stuck at home. Behind this, Curie is getting to 3-3 upgrades. 3 CCs are on the way. Setting up for more expansions. Oh. Solar's setting Cure back. So holding him to his bases. I like why Solar's not really able to work towards anything major yet. So we do have a Lurker Gen on the way, and that will help when it comes to defending these fringe locations. But Solar, he needs to break out. And the Vipers, it will help. Here come the Abductions, all Blinding Clouds. Yeah, covers one. Oh, right, true, he kind of ducked, right? I keep forgetting. Yeah, that was Blinding Cloud, catching up both tanks. Solar still keeping up. Maxed out. I will say that Cure, his bases have been a little bit delayed here. He was kind of banking up a lot of resources and he threw down 3 CCs at once. Like, we need to set up that northern base. More sensor towers. And once again, switching into mech. We're switching into mech. Into a more like tank, liberator, ghost heavy composition. Now, the most worrisome thing here is that Cure, he backed off. There was so much pressure on Solar. So much pressure with the drop play, with the pushes. That pressure has been alleviated. Like, Cure, he stopped moving out across the map. He stopped reinforcing. So Solar, he can now breathe. He can now breathe, respread his creep, reestablish his bases, get them all back up and running, and now look to take map control away from Cure. Cure, he fully backed off. Now suddenly Cure is stuck at home. So there's very much so in this game. Solar just catching up on upgrades. He's got his, oh, just one Viper. That's a little bit concerning. Ideally, we'd have additional Vipers here. Cure setting up here with his missile turrets. Starting back the Viper. Solar sitting in for a run by. But I believe Cure should be able to hold on here. He's got better SimCity than previously on Winter Madness. He even gets across the map. Not bad. So that's the expansion. That's the base. Goes further into the main. Ooh, he gets caught out. Oh, the abduction. Nice moves. And nice pickups here. And the back does fall. As I mentioned, Solar, he now has gained map control, right? Cure, he decided to just back off when it came to the aggression, switch into a more ghost-heavy composition instead. So you're in Solar room to breathe. Oh, some expensive losses here for Solar. Losing Hydras. Likewise, pushing on the top side. Can he roll in? There's only one tank. Yeah, only one tank to defend. This is an oversight here from Cure. The planetary is going to go down. Oof. Yeah, Cure, the entire army was fixated here in the center. That's 14 SCV kills. And Solar, he's found a weak point. Yeah, you can see him rotate over. He's found a weak point in the defenses. This northern position. Lurkers are being morphed in. And we've been here before. We've been here. Again, there's 2 tanks on the high ground. But it looks like we're rotating. Okay. Curry does rotate over. Solo collapsing in. Tanks are unsieged. He gets into the middle line, and here come the lightning clouds. Ooh, yeah, brutal lightning cloud covering 2 tanks. 2 tanks are covered. 3 tanks go down, getting a 4th, zoning back the army, and these are brutal losses over here. Oh my god, massive connections. Banelings, they pop off. 19 SCV kills. And Curie was just, he was on siege, right? Curie was caught on siege, caught unprepared. Adds into the main base. Like I say, burrow in. Curie getting torn apart. Well, he's distracted. Solo pushing further. We'll find some free liberators. Yeah, 2 liberators are free. Forcing friendly fire. And Curie's just being pulled apart. Yeah, it's just being torn apart here. He just cannot expand, cannot mine. He plummets in supply. Now we can go for the center expansion. This time there's only 1 tank in the planetary. Solo, he can go for it. He can commit. And he is. He's going for it. Yeah, boys are being pulled to buffer. Tank goes down. Going for the planetary, and Curie's just torn apart. Just torn apart. And again, Curie had momentum. He had a strong start. He killed, what, 12 plus drones? He killed so many workers at the start of the game. He was dropping. He was denying bases. We did mention that at a certain point, Curie, he did back off. He backed off. He made his go switch. Gave Solo room to breathe. Solo punished the expansions. He punished them. 19 more CVs. And 19 more CV kills. Contained on 4 bases. As we're just landing the 5th base once again, catching up more on siege tanks. No. Catching another tank line, a kill here on the CC. And we just gotta keep going. And just like last game, as we mentioned, like there's no need to tech up and to go into Broodlords. Solo, he's quite successful here with a more mobile composition so far. So he can just commit, catching up more tanks, gets into the middle line, massive Baneling connections. And keep going. Solo does actually incorporate a couple of infestors. Interesting. That will be ideal against a more ghost heavy composition. If he can land 1 good fungal, I mean, he can just lock everything down. +1 fire attack is on the way for the eventual Broodlords if need be. Things they catch out 2, they catch out 4? Wow, 4 more tanks. Oh my god. 2 more tanks are down. Fungal connecting here with the Medivacs. Decent catch. And again, Curie's all in. He's run out of steam. He has no bank, he has no resources, he has no mining. Solar, nothing for cure. He's on creep. Fungal lands. No follow-ups. Second fungal, better. Solar still amassing his Ling Bane. Oh god, there's no, no splits, no spread. Here, distracted. Setting his fate. Ay. I think they even kill the 3rd base. Oh my god. It does catch fire. They do repair in time. CVs are on it. And with reinforcements, Solo cleans up the final army. Cleans up the final army. Surrounds the ghost. No Medivacs. GG gets called. And Solar, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. And GG, well played. Again, an intense back and forth here between Kure and Solar. Once again, Kure, he had the stronger start. He was crippling the economy. He was all over the bases. He was actually pulling apart the attention of Solar quite well. But eventually, the game slowed down. Right, the game slowed down. Kure, he backed off. He decided to tech up as well, tech up and tech out of bio tank into a more ghost-heavy composition. That did slow down reinforcements. That did slow down his overall aggression. He just retreated. He retreated with that Solar. He regained map control. He was able to stabilize, knock down the expansions. It all came down to that one moment where, if you recall, Kure, he was rotating to the top side, to the northern base, but he was unsieged. He was caught like with 3 tanks unsieged and 2 tanks on their own. Blinding Clouds came in, he got caught, he lost the army, and he lost the expansion as well. And that was the moment that the defenses cracked for Kure. And Soul just kept going. Just kept on going. GG, well played. With that, Solar does advance on to the semifinals, and it's going to be another ZvT. It's going to be Solar advancing on a face-off against Bjorn in a best of 3. Let's go. So we have another Terra versus Rogue matchup. This time a very different kind of opponent, and this time a much more active and aggressive opponent. Let's